Welcome in everybody to episode, I gotta look at the top, 232, and we're gonna have some special guests on tonight, so we're looking forward to that. Hopefully Sarah will join me anytime now. So she usually goes home and takes care of feeding the kiddos and everything, so she should be here anytime now. In fact, I might hear her walking down the hall right now. But we're going to get into this week and get started, and she'll join us here in just a second. If you are new, course, to this, we'll record this as a podcast as well, and so we'll have your favorite podcasting, platform. Go check it out there, and you can find it on there, especially Spotify is where I like to use that. So this can be recorded that way. And we will have them on. So if you do want to go over, if you're, listening to the podcast, go over, check out the live stream on our YouTube channel. You can go over and do that. In fact, let me pull up the little clip that I have here. So don't forget to, if you are new to our YouTube channel, subscribe, hit the notification bell and everything. And we do also like the video as well. I appreciate that. And then there's membership available on our YouTube channel. And there are several levels, and I just say go with that cheaper $199 one. That is our live chat. Most of our content, the other ones, won't get you any extra content other than what that gets you, because we started a Patreon account. So you can go over to Patreon, search for Ford Video Guy, as well as the links down below, and that's where we put a lot of other content, fun content on there as well. A lot walk. We do a live stream as well. We do live here on YouTube, but then also we throw the recording in as well. If you want to watch the recording, if you're not able to catch it live with us, you could do that as well. And then also we do a drive time or coffee time with Tim video each day, and that happens. That's we have a coffee time member. So Sarah is with us. Hi. Did you forget what tonight was?
No.
Anyway, but yeah, just check that out and check out our Patreon, and we're doing a lot of fun stuff there. And when I do travels and stuff like that, I like to post those, and usually those are my coffee times. But I do a fun, what I'm really enjoying now is driving into work, and we actually record I have a dash cam that records that, Wolfbox cam that records the drive in. A lot of people are really enjoying that, but then I talk about what's going on, what happened yesterday, what's on my mind for today, and that kind of thing. So I check that out, which that video did not go live today. I got busy doing some things, but I was really, I'll get it to you guys here just a little bit, because it was pretty fun footage, but I actually had the top back, windows open, and the mic still recorded everything pretty well. So, but anyway, so I don't think did I get that recorded? I don't know. Maybe I did. I can't remember. Everything's getting fuzzy around here. But yeah. All right. But yeah, I didn't even look and see who all is in here, but do appreciate everybody. Also, check out some of the channels that we like to we actually do support some of them with membership and such. All Terrain Nation is down there. Sarah's channel and her podcast, don't forget to check that out, All Women Driven. And some of the others. Ragnarcon is one of our members, and he has a great channel. He just did a Bronco break, and I watched it the other day. Very good video, so check that out as well, going through some of the changes for the job 2. We covered them as well, but he covered them too, and then he covered some other things too. So definitely check that out, his channel out as well, and some others in there. But yeah, there we go. So welcome,
Hi.
Sarah. Anyway, but all right, we've gotten to our intro and everything. Oh, merch. Actually, this is a new hat from our merch site when it was 30% off. Always got specials going on. I don't know what specials going on right now, but I do
20% off starting tomorrow.
It's one of the Flex Fit hats. I was really excited about it because McArthur had some like this, and when I saw ours was available on our merch site, I'm like, oh, I have to have one of those. So I'm getting ready for Supercell Tennessee, and needed some hats and I did get a rain jacket, a windbreaker jacket with the Bronco on the back and everything, because it typically rains in the Smoky Mountains when we go there, so I'll be prepared.
What you got? Jolly Rancher?
Yeah. I just had Chick-fil-A, and I just had to get that taste out of my mouth.
I get that.
Anyway, yes, Johnny's Car Kern reviews as well. He's still alive and out there. I watched one of his videos actually the other day. So yes, thank you.
Did you say alive and out there?
Huh?
Did you say alive and out there, or alive and out there?
What talking about?
I don't know. I think I misheard you.
All right. Well, you haven't had a chance to tag any of our members out there. We got to do member shout outs.
I got it. I can start at the top and go from the bottom.
Okay. Well, hold on. Let me get the slide. Yes, and you know what? If I don't have Johnny's channel, Johnny Karkin Reviews, love his channel. Great guy, and definitely check him out. I haven't been mentioning him the last couple weeks, so yeah, make sure you're watching his, and I'll make sure I link their channel too. Yeah, let's see, right here. There you go.
All right, up to the top we go. Sorry, the youngest had a coughing fit. Thought he was going to get sick. He did not. Just allergies are rampant, so had to get him settled. All right, so we're going to start with Blue Feather. Hello, everyone, to the 232nd episode. I hope everyone is safe, doing well, and looking forward to the live stream. It's a gorgeous spring day in Southern California. It is gorgeous here, to the point where it is hot. But it's supposed to cool down overnight and produce some storms. So we have Ford Enthusiast, gorgeous spring day here on Long Island, almost hit 70 degrees. And we have Mike 52G. Hey there, guys. Hello from Northeast Pennsylvania. Ford Enthusiast did a member chat. Evening all. Hey, Tim, Sarah. Hope all is well. We have Michael. Hey, guys. Hello from Oklahoma. We have Alan. I thought there was something missing today. We were out walking this morning. Oh, because I wasn't here. Hello from your friends up north. We have Mahathi. Hello all. Hope you are all well. Spring, almost spring here. And he gave us a $1.99 donation.
Oh, thanks. Hopefully we're seeing him real soon.
Yes. We got Douglas Blair, Rowdy with guests. Brandon, howdy. Speaking of Rowdy, Niles says hi. Apparently about this time is when he's cooking dinner. All right. Douglas Blair and Blue Feather chatted for a bit there. We have Ridgeview, spring ahead time change threw me off. Hey, folks. Don't worry. Me too. Monday morning, we were pretty late. I felt bad about getting the boys to school. An hour late.
It's happened to me.
One was upstairs.
Kids are supposed to wake you up.
Theo was asleep next to me, and Will's upstairs playing video games. I'm like, what's going on? All right. And then we have Mid-Coast Maine. Good evening, everyone. We have... Is that everyone? I think that's everyone. All right. Well, Arquib. There's Arquib. Hey, everybody.
Yep. We do that little shorter intro now instead of the two minutes. Jeez. So it doesn't give them as much time to jump in.
I don't think I can wear that today.
Yep, her office is always warm. All right. Well, let's get into the news, and then we'll get our guests in here in a little bit. I think we have one more to wait. Is he down? No. Yeah, we have one more yet to come in. So we'll
the queen of cold is actually hot.
All right, let's get into the news here. We can throw that. We can take that off. Right there.
Oh, yep.
All right. So a couple of things, and actually these come up, and there was actually a lot of little articles. Of course, F1 is back last week. F1 happened. We had the Mint 400 that went on, and a lot of the RTR teams got first place, including Bailey Campbell in her 2.3 liter 2-door.
Yeah.
Right. That's pretty cool. So anyway, we want to get her on I want to get her opinion on racing the 2.3 liter, because a lot of people say it's not, they want to upgrade a 2.7. We're gonna actually talk to somebody that raced a 2.3 as well here in just a little bit. All right, but first I want to talk about is there's a couple things that are now available, and we actually talked about this back in February because this came out in February, and a lot of people like Ford wasn't going to make a big deal about it until truck month hit, which we're now in the heart of truck month. And that is that extra camera. There's a Ford security package, including the optional the truck bed camera, right? That is now available to order, and you can get it. It already launched February 9th. It's $499 MSRP for that camera, and it works with, you have to have a couple different things. You have to have, of course, a 360 camera, I believe, but also works as long as you have the Ford security package as well. So you need to sign up for that. So you can purchase that through Ford Accessories right now and add it to your existing vehicle that has the Ford security package. But 27 model year Super Duty, you'll be able to order that on your vehicle, which brings me to the next thing I want to talk about, and that is this really actually shocked me. They didn't really say anything to dealers about this, but we do have right here the Super Duty 27 Super Duty. They're already talking about it. Here are some of the things coming to the Super Duty, which this is crazy. They just threw this out here with no advance notice. But here are a couple of things that are going to be new for the Super Duty coming up. One of those is the Trimmer Off-Road Package has been available on all trim levels with the exception of the XL until this year. This year, the 27 model year, it'll be available on the XL as long as you order the STX Appearance Package. Which is nice. So now it'll pretty much be available on every trim level, right? Also, trimmer now available on crew cab with long bed. Customers have been asking for this for years. I want a trimmer, but I want the long box. Now they can get it. So they do listen to customers. They listen to your guys' input, definitely. So that will be available for you with a 48-gallon fuel tank. So there you go, which I think that has actually been the case before. Now, on that one, though, it looks like it's only going to be available on XLT, Lariat, King Ranch, and Platinum, not the XL. XL Off-Road, that was available last year, but now it'll include a 35-inch tire package, it looks like. So we'll probably have options for a 30, maybe it's only going to be 35, but that actually we've ordered. So a lot of people don't, that's a very overlooked package for the XL, but it gives you some, as you can see there, a lot of great features. Electronic locker that's standard, a factory ride height increase. You do have the limited slip front differential, performance shocks, trail control. Usually you don't get trail control and trail turn assist in rock crawl mode unless you go like Tremor or Raptor on the F-150, but you're going to get it with that package on the XL. Right, so pretty cool little package. Also gives you an off-road tire. Last year it was 33-inch tires on an 18-inch. Actually, I think it was a smaller wheel, and we upgraded to some other wheels. But this year that'll be available with 35-inch tires, and then the Platinum trim for a chassis cab. That's crazy. So we know Lariat usually is the highest you can get a chassis cab for trim level, and it looks like in 27 we'll get a Platinum grade interior appointments. It says leather seating surfaces, Sync 4 for the F350, 450, and 550 chassis cabs. So anyway, so there you go. There's some of the news of some of the stuff. When the order guide comes out, they are saying May is when the order guides will open up and orders can be taken for the 27 Super Duty. So that's coming up. And don't forget also the Carhartt edition, which we saw at the Toronto show, which is where we had a chance to chat with RJ and Austin there.
Yeah.
Is where we actually showcased that wheel. They only showed you the wheel. I want to show you this, but the Carhartt edition also will be available this year as well. So, and there's some other stuff too that they mentioned in here. I got a little more information here on this, but there you go. So they listen to customers, that's for sure. So there you go. But yeah, May Super Duty will be available to order in May.
Did
So
you say 38-gallon gas tank?
48.
48.
Yeah, a lot of Super Duties, long bed, usually at 48. I think I was trying to think last year, 36-gallon is what you see on an F-150.
Yeah.
Standard now.
But that 48 lasts just about as long as a
yeah, right.
as an expedition tank.
Yeah, need a big tank. What is it? I think I'd have to look at it, but I think 48 gallons usually what you get on a long bed. So that's not any different. I think they just made a big deal that that's the tank.
Okay, maybe he was just confused because he's like 38. Maybe that's less.
Yep. Oh, here, this one's. Let me share this one. show this in here too. All right, so let's talk about this, right? So Ford made a big deal that now you can making it easier to get superchargers for your vehicles. Now, not for us because we've been doing it for years. We're the number one supercharger dealer in the country. I know TC Customs mentions they're the number one Rouse supercharger dealer, and yes, they beat us by a couple of superchargers last year. But overall, Whipple, we order a lot of Whipples. So if you look on our lightning bolts, we built 100 of those.
I would say we were number one in selling them, as in we put them on our vehicles and had them
in 25. Yeah.
In 25.
Yeah. True. But anyway, I digress. But yeah, if you look at Whipple and Roush combined, all the superchargers, we're well over. We beat everybody else out. But and in fact, we did some research. So we sold more than 100 lightning bolts, lowered sport truck editions last year. 100. So pretty cool. Anyway, but so we already get superchargers, already put them on our vehicles. We have certified supercharger technicians in the service drive in there. But for those dealers that don't, now you have an option that you can order this when you order your vehicle, and you can basically, it goes through Ford Custom Garage. So just like the other packages. So they are Whipple superchargers. So they are 50 state compliant. They'll, for the F-150 will be 700 horsepower, 580 pound-feet of torque. Here, it actually says that in here somewhere. So that's kind of reading off this article right there. 26 Mustang GT and Dark Horse, they'll get even greater. It's 810 horsepower, 615 pound-feet of torque when equipped with the active valve exhaust. 800 horsepower with the standard exhaust. Anyway, and then this says the Lobo is just set up perfectly to upgrade and put the supercharger on. Really? We've already done that. Been there. We've already played around with that a little bit. These will also come with a warranty. It is a Ford Racing Parts backed warranty, 3-year, 36,000 miles as well with that. So you can get it that way. So it does say in here, contact your dealers. You can go to Ford Accessories. And again, supposedly you're going to be able to order this and then have it go basically to Ford Custom Garage and have them put it on and then go to your dealer. But if you have a dealer that already has superchargers, then they can do it for you. And they can do it and they can turn it a lot quicker. So we won't be ordering any vehicles with them from the factory because we can put them on and actually, same price, whether we put it on or they put it on there. So, but it's a great option for dealers that are a smaller dealer that don't have, like resources we put in to having 3 technicians that's all they do is superchargers and then special builds. So we have that availability, but not all dealers can do that. But anyway, so it's kind of fun. That's the news. That's all I had. Expedition 27 Expedition order banks looks like it'll open up in 2 weeks, according to the scheduling notes. If you guys got a chance to watch that video, had some issues with it like freezing up, so I was a little nervous that I was using the same software we're in it today. So I'm hoping it doesn't freeze up on us, but I think it was a computer issue earlier. But all right, looks like we got one of our guests in there.
Yes,
ready to go. We got any questions before we jump into this?
No, we don't. He says he's messaged him, but he hasn't responded yet. He might still be on the flight line.
We just fly on into the live stream. All right, well, we can get started with RJ.
Yeah.
All right, we're ready.
Are you ready, RJ?
Here, let's click this. All right, can you hear us?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, sounds good. All right, audio check done. Welcome in, RJ. Kind of till we've been excited. We've been, I actually met you, I think, at Supercell Colorado a couple of years ago, if I remember right. And
did you go on like some of the Bronco Nation drives?
I did. The last Bronco Nation ride I did would have been 23, I think.
That's when I was there.
Yeah, Sarah and I were there. Well, I've been there the last 3 years, but Sarah was there. So I think
23 was my only year.
Yeah,
So
that was my
we met
first
each other,
Bronco
didn't
event.
realize it because we met so many people there.
Mhm.
But anyway, so I know we met you guys there, and
I was telling
so-
him, I actually remember getting your patch, looking up who you were because I had gotten so many patches or stickers that week, looking up who you were and going, who is this guy? He doesn't really have any Bronco content on here. It's all guns and helicopters and this. Who is this guy? And then
Yeah, that was my
put your
first Bronco
sticker on my
event. I
board.
only had the Bronco. I've had the Bronco less than a year at that point.
Right.
yeah, yeah,
So I put your sticker on my board, didn't think about it again until I heard we were talking about it, the racing, and I was like, oh, wait.
yeah. Because we were there. I said, "Oh, we've met him. You got his patch."
Yeah.
Mhm.
So we've traded. Anyway, but tell everybody else. We've talked about you after Baja 1000. We kind of mentioned, the 4 teams and then you guys as well. So kind of tell guys the background of yourself and who you are and everything else, and we'll kind of go that way.
I mean, it was a super long story, still somewhat long. I'm born and raised in Southern California, so I've told the story a bunch of times already. Growing up in Mexico, like on trips to Mexico and stuff like that, seeing a lot of the trucks at the Baja 1000 was kind of like the early on inspiration for wanting to do it. Got into high school, same thing. Now I have access to the internet and I get I could actually follow the race and stuff like that. So the interest increased from there. But high school budget, I'm not building no trophy truck on a part-time job at Target pushing carts. So building a trophy truck was out of the question at the moment. Then joined the military, went active duty, stationed in New York. No trophy truck building happening up in New York either. So it wasn't until I got back and I just kind of decided, I'm still I'm part-time National Guard now. I fly out of Los Alamitos in Southern California. And I just decided, I'm tired of coming up with excuses. I'm just going to do it. And this is the year I'm doing it.
Awesome.
Yeah, kind of tell people the turnaround there. How long? Because that's I think whatever shocks everybody is the turnaround.
Yeah, my turnaround, I definitely don't recommend to anybody. Like even established race teams, they hear about the turnaround and they're just like, how is that even possible? But yeah, it was September 2024, and I started doing research into score and what possible classes I could go into when it came to a 2-door Bronco. Because originally I was planning on building my daily driver, which is an awful idea, but I was dedicated. I'm no, like I said, no excuses anymore. So I'm doing whatever it takes to get into the race. So started looking into that. Went to the Baja 1000 in November of that year and started getting the logistics planned. In June, I ended up buying the salvaged Bronco from the pick apart. So in reality, I did a couple things here and there with it. We cut the roll cage off, the factory roll cage. We swapped out some of the panels to make it look nice. I did the intercooler relocation install, but other than that, that was it. That's all we did from basically late June to late September. And then late September is when the build actually started. So I think it was like September 20th is when the first roll cage tubing was actually welded into place. So we pretty much built that entire vehicle in about 2 months.
Wow. So talk a little bit about the people involved, because that's what I think is crazy, because a lot of people that were helping you with some things and everything I've met in the part of the Bronco community at different events and everything, which I think is really awesome. I think what I like about the story is not only what you've done and you've accomplished, of course, but also the community that kind of came behind and kind of helped you as well. I think is just awesome. It tells a little story as well. Maybe mention some of the people that have been helping you.
So almost every single person on the pit team were people that I've met in the Bronco community, whether it be Super Celebration or United by Bronco. Every single person, other than I had one guy that's in my military unit that he worked on pits with us. And then one mutual friend with my girlfriend, he hopped on as well to kind of help with towing a vehicle around. But everybody else, and obviously my first navigator too, he was never been in a new Bronco before that race. But he had race experience in UTV, so he was the only person on the entire team that had any experience. But none of that race experience being in Mexico. So like obviously hardcore underdog team, I kind of started sending out text messages. I got group chats with people in the Bronco community for when you go to like super celebration, stuff like that. And I sent the message out saying, "Hey, does anyone want to be a part of this? Like, I need help with pits." And I mean, it was 25 people from the Bronco community that volunteered to come down into Mexico and work pits. So we had a total of 9 Broncos in Mexico, which is nuts. We were joking saying we had more Fords down there than Ford did.
Probably.
Yeah, I saw some of the people because a lot of them were posting. I know Bronco.
Mhm.
We've met him and seen him. He's a great
Bronco, Caleb, Popo
um,
Patty. He was a huge help. Bronco Man 6 was also down there. Austin Raptor Roach, he was the second navigator. So yeah, it's a bunch of homies in the Bronco community that decided to come down and help out.
yeah, that's awesome. And I think that's the other thing that I know the people that watch this live stream know how much they like the Bronco community and how they've just they welcome everyone and they also want to help everyone. And that's what's just really awesome about this community. And so I always, we talk about it a lot in this live stream. But you guys kind of just showed 100%, that them helping out and everything, but that's pretty awesome. And now also I understand you drove a lot of the race.
I drove the whole thing. No, I started at 10:30 in the morning on Friday, and I got out of the vehicle at 10:30 at night, Saturday night. So 36 hours of being in that driver's seat. A lot of what you're drinking right now, those C4s, they kept me going. I saw that earlier. I was like, there we go. C4 is where it's at.
So I used to drink a lot of G Fuel. Actually, that's I like those. But the first time that we drove to Tennessee Supercell, I drove all night. So we drove overnight. We did a live stream on a Tuesday night, and then we headed out, and then I drove all night because I wanted to get there for a Bronco Nation live stream. I was going to be on their live stream. So I drove all night and I drank like 4 or 5 of those. I could not sleep that next night. I'm just like, awake. I was freaking out just a little bit because I'm like, I've never drank that many energy drinks back to back like that. And I'm like,
C4s, they got some kick too.
Right. But anyway, so that's awesome. And not only that, tell them a little bit about, so what is your Bronco? Kind of go through your build a little bit. It's a 2-door Bronco. What trim level was it? Or I guess
it's a Black Diamond.
It
is no Sasquatch. No, it's non-SAS 2023 Black Diamond 2.3 inline 4 with a manual transmission.
Love it.
That's the other thing. You drove all that time in a manual. I was thinking that this morning as I was doing my drive time video for my members. I'm like, so think about that shifting because it's not constant, throttle down. You're having to shift a lot. So I bet your right arm was really tired after that.
Yeah, I got to work out. Definitely find your favorite gear though. That's for sure.
So what kind of locker then you have? You said it wasn't a Sasquatch. So did it have a front locker or a rear locker, or does it matter?
It's funny. I have a front locker in it right now, but it's not hooked up. So we didn't run a front locker.
Did you have either one?
Say again?
For the race, did you have either one?
We had the rear locker, but no front locker because it's not every man's challenge. We didn't really need the locker for Baja. But I wanted to bump it up to 538 gear ratio, so we ended up throwing the Advantech or the Ultra Dana 44 with the 538 gear ratio, and then we have a Dana 60 in it as well. Just like I said, wanted a re-gear anyways, and then the total Bronco, that was the only mechanical damage, was the rear differential was bent, so we had to replace it anyways.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. So what's kind of explain, because I haven't followed Baja very long. So what are the different classes? What you competed in? What class was it again? Class
3.
3. Okay. Now what does that mean? Is that does it have to be a stock vehicle or?
It's a very limited class. So class 3 is a short wheelbase 4x4 SUV. So no pickup trucks are allowed. It's a short wheelbase, so maximum was 108 inches for wheelbase. And when it comes to modifications, you could do a lot of upgrades, but you have to maintain stock concept. So if you have a solid front axle, you have to maintain the solid front axle. It's kind of stuff like that. But we had a little bit of liberty to do some upgrades, which is good too. I wanted to do the upgrades that I did do to more not make us more competitive, but to give us a little bit of an edge of being a new team. And we're more likely to rank a 100% stock vehicle than something that's got a couple things here and there to improve it.
So you upgraded the gear ratio you mentioned, and you had a rear locker and all that. What about suspension? What did you put on it for that?
So suspension, we did the Solo Motorsports upper and lower control arms. So they're a little bit beefier for upper and lowers. For shocks, we have the Bilstein 8112s, and then I mean, other than that, that's it. We still have the factory lower or trailing arms on the Bronco.
wow.
It's very, very. I mean, it's the whole race was self-funded, so I was very, very particular on what upgrades I did pick, just because I didn't have the money to completely build the vehicle. So
yeah.
But when it comes to suspension, yeah, it was just shocks and then upper and lower control arms. Everything else suspension-wise is stock.
Now, a lot of times, like when Ford does, talks about their different teams and everything, and that they completed, but they don't ever show you that they broke down necessarily. And I think all three of those teams broke down. Did you have any issues with anything breaking or anything that you had to repair?
The big issue that we ran into, I ended up smacking the rear differential on a rock pretty hard, and mind you, this is a Dana 60. It's a cast iron rear diff, and the impact was hard enough that it actually dented the bottom of the differential. And it spread the case, which ended up breaking the seal on it. So the last, I think, would have been 350 miles. We drove with a leaking rear diff. So in pit stops, we had a bunch of JB Weld on it to kind of seal it up. And anytime we got a chance, we'd top it off with fluids. But that was a big one that we had, and that was kind of my error too. I saw a rock, I thought I would be able to clear it, and I definitely didn't clear it.
Yeah.
I've been there. Not in Colorado. I've been a couple times. I'm like, we're good. Okay, maybe not. Good thing we got a skid plate.
Yeah, that was honestly one of the surprising things was the rock sections in that race. And it's nothing that's too hard, nothing too difficult. What makes it hard is trying to maintain a race pace while going through the rock sections. So just trying to maintain that high rate of speed. Saw the rock, thought I could clear it, didn't clear it, and then an hour or two later, pulling the pit stop, and we see a bunch of diff fluid leaking out of the differential.
Well, what's amazing is a lot of people. I mean, kind of watch some of those. A lot of first time people they don't complete it the first time. Usually, they get in it and they competed, but they usually don't complete it. And you guys, first time out. Right, you completed it. Make sure it keeps happening again, right? So now you got something more to build on. But
well, and it's not always that they didn't complete, but it's completing on time, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's known as one of the most difficult races in the world for a reason, and it definitely showed us. And I mean, we had people have said, "Oh, they just got lucky." I think we got unlucky because we had every problem imaginable. We had Baja experienced the worst rain it's seen in decades for the last 6 hours of that race. So like the mud and stuff. I mean, I think it's only happened like twice or three times. That score had to change the finish line for the 1000 because of the rain. So I mean, talking to the people that raced it, they were saying that was the most difficult race they've ever had. So it was definitely a challenge, and we had a bunch of issues. I mean, we didn't get the pre-run at all. Austin and my other navigator Ken, they went out and saw I think the first 30 miles of the course, just because I wanted Austin to kind of get familiar with the driving a two-door manual, because he's got a Raptor, so obviously it's similar but different. So he got to drive around the first 30 miles just to kind of get some stick time in the two-door manual. But I didn't see an inch of that course before the race, which I mean that's another thing. People are like, what? That's unheard of, of going and doing, especially first time, and then being able to.
You had every odd stacked against you, every single one of them.
That's what I joke is like people say, "Oh, they got lucky." Like I don't know, I feel pretty unlucky because we got hit with everything imaginable.
Yeah, I just think it's determination.
That was my thing. Austin's a trooper too, because he was sticking, especially at the end. We both were hypothermic at the end there. With the rain, because we didn't have a windshield. There's no heater. sub 50s, high 40s, but we're drenched because of the rain. We can't see anything because of the amount of mud and rise because we ran out of tear offs and the air pumper was just pumping moist air into the helmets, fogging up the inside. So we're running visors up and all the mud we're going through. And like, I still haven't cleaned my helmet. It's filthy. I see it and I'm like, man, that was in my eyes.
Right.
hmm
Wow. Well, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Well, man, it's just a great story. And I see, of course, we saw you at the Detroit Auto Show and the Ford racing event and everything else. So Ford, definitely saw what you guys did. So hopefully they kind of help out. I know, Rebel Rally, they helped out and had some Ford, 100% funded Ford teams, but then they also helped some other teams too. So hopefully in the future,
Call them legacies.
for next year, what they call them legacy, that they do something with you guys. You guys definitely have earned it. That's for sure.
That'd be amazing. We kind of surprised everybody down there that was there for Ford because up until that point, only one racing new Broncos and whatnot in Mexico. It was Ford. So then all of a sudden, a bunch of weirdos with a 2-door Bronco manual transmission show up racing Class 3s. And you're like, who the heck is this guy? So I think we kind of surprised, especially the people down there. Like they were super stoked too. We got the nickname the Bronco team because, like I said, we're racing a Bronco and there was 9 other Broncos down there running chase vehicles. So the Ford team gave us the nickname the Bronco team, which kind of felt pretty cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, hopefully we'll see. It's we're doing a full race season this season, so trying to keep the momentum up.
I was gonna say, what is next that you're gonna do next?
Next race is the San Felipe 250, which is March 28th. So that
Now,
one's
you're doing
right
that.
around the corner.
Okay, so now there's several races within this within the scores, right? Or the Baja races, right? Is it so you're gonna try to do all the compete in all those? Is that what you're doing?
Yep. I think the only way to do something cooler than what we did last year was to come back this year stronger and actually get a championship. So we've got some pretty good odds on a championship. The Class 3, it's not as popular of a class just because it's a hard class to run. The short wheelbase, the limitations on, like, you can't go wider than 85 inches. So at stock width with 12.5-inch tires, we were sitting at 80 inches. So in reality, we could only go 5 inches wider total. So long travel is kind of out of the question. So it's a hard class and it beats everybody up in it, which is why it's not as popular.
Yeah.
But that's kind of a benefit to us too, because it's good because we are the new guys still. Going into this, we're still 100% a rookie team. We only got one race under our belts. Ended up being one of the most difficult. Not only the most difficult race because it's the most difficult, but in the most difficult conditions it's seen in decades. I think we're going to be doing pretty good. So 4 races this year. Next race is in like 2.5 weeks.
Cool. All right. We'll have to check back with you later in the year and see how things are going and everything. But yeah, it's pretty awesome to see. So okay, now I have a 2.3 myself. So yours are the manual, so we know it's a 2.3. So I mean, there's a lot of people that have you saw the RTR Bronco at the reveal. You were there too that night. So it's a 2.3. So a lot of people kind of bad mouthing it needs to be a 2.7 or whatever, and we need a V8, Bronco. But how did that 2.3 do?
My personal favorite combination is the 2.3 with the manual transmission. It's such a solid power plant. The 2.3, it puts out so much power you see the cutout of how small the 2.3, you're like, that's insane. It's like a lawnmower engine, right? But at that entire race, the entire 1000, we were never power limited. We never reached the point where I'm like, man, I wish we had a little bit more power. It had power for days, essentially. The heat, it dissipates heat a lot better. It's lighter. In reality, the power difference between the 2.3 and the 2.7 isn't that much. In my opinion, I think the 2.3 is a little more reliable too, just the way it's built. It's an engine that's been around for a long time, so it's one of those things. The longer it gets worked on, the better it gets. So yeah, 2.3. Anyone that has anything bad to say it, just I mean the Baja 1000 just proved that the engine's plenty capable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not this last year, but the year before, Ford actually, they didn't make a big deal about it, but they put a 2.3 automatic in Baja. I noticed it was an Outer Banks Sasquatch. So I could tell by how it looked, right? But it was a 2.3, and they didn't really say anything until they completed it. And then they let people know that it was the 2.3.
Just in case they didn't.
Just in case, yeah, just in case I didn't complete it. But you got to cover your bases there. But a lot of people didn't know. Brian had actually told me that before they started it, he had told me ahead of time. There's like there's going to be a 2.3 that Ford's putting in on that. I said, oh, that'll be fun to see how it does. And that's what I've heard too is that it's a really reliable engine and it's been around for a long time and it's been in the Ranger since the Ranger came back. That's how I decided when I had a trainer come through and I was like 2.3 or 2.7, and he goes, well, go drive a Ranger. And I said, oh yeah, same platform. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. And so I ordered a 2.3. For me, it was cost, and I knew it was a pretty good engine and hadn't had any issues. And I know mechanics like that engine as well. They think it's a lot easier to work on. But it seems because it's not a twin turbo as well, it can get on it pretty quick off the launch too. So I haven't put the ProCal on yet, but I have a ProCal for it, but I haven't put it on the tune yet. But I do have a Roush cold air intake.
Have you done that?
Nope. It's factory tune.
Okay.
There you go.
I know Melissa, she drove Bronco Raptor and Rebel, and she said she did not like it. It was too easy. No, she likes the Bronco Sport because it's a challenge. And so when they put her in a Bronco Raptor, she did not like it. She prefers a regular Bronco or Bronco Sport just because Raptor is just too much.
Yeah, but
she's like, you don't need all of that. You don't need it for this.
Yeah, I know. There's been rumors that 2.7 and the Bronco is going to be going away, and so some people, right now you can't get a 2.7 and a 2-door, and a lot of people are upset about that. It's like, go drive a 2.3, just see what it is. That's what it's about, because you might be surprised at how well it does. But anyway,
all I'm going to say is with that 2.3, in 3 drag races out in a dry lake bed, I beat my buddy with a Raptor 2 out of 3 races. So anyone's got anything bad to say about power out of a 2.3, it's the power's there, especially with the manual transmission. It plants that power a lot faster than messing with a torque converter. A lot cooler transmission temperatures too without the torque converter. So that's, like I said, there's multiple reasons why the 2.3 with the manual, 100% my favorite combination.
Yeah, I was say we raced All Train Nation Dave and his Raptor, and he toasted us, but we did in the dunes, but we didn't have
and he has a tune on it.
We had automatic. Ours is an automatic, so like I said, manual. You're like I said, it's a little bit different setup, but it's a good motor. I wish more people would.
I got a second ahead when their daughter drove. She's a teenager learning how to drive, so I got a second ahead because she didn't take off from the line as fast. But that's the only reason I got ahead. Yeah,
but I'm looking forward to putting the tune on because from what I understand, it shifts a lot smoother, so probably closer to what the manual can or whatever. But we'll have to see. I need to get that on there yet, but yeah. And I think a lot of people, the RTR, I think is a pretty cool setup with the 2.3 and then the anti-lag, along with they're going to have a bigger, a cooling fan and everything in there. So that from the Raptor, so that ought to be really interesting because it'll keep it nice and cool. And yeah, that thing ought to be beast. But yeah, weight has something to do with it, like you said, being lighter as well. But that's pretty cool. We have any questions in the chat?
There's comments. Love the 2.3, 300 horsepower or more with a tune. It holds its own. We don't really have questions. Jenna says hi.
Hi, Jenna.
Yeah.
Jenna from Philadelphia.
Ah, she's in here. Cool.
Yeah. And that's really what I got. A lot of them listen and then they'll comment later.
Yeah. Cool. Yep. So. I think we're getting close to where Jenna might be getting into a Bronco at this point. She might be Bronco.
No, I need her to.
She's killing it in that sport.
So she can get another job and we can go compete in Rebel.
That's right.
I need to go compete in Rebel with her. Yeah. Yeah, Rebel had rain for the first time too.
Yeah, a lot of races have had some weather they don't usually have.
25 weather was crazy for the racing season. So
I tell you what,
The-
if we face rain like we did the last one, we're going to be running a windshield this time. We're not taking the windshield out.
Now you went to King of Hammers, right?
Mhm.
Did I see that? Brian, I was chatting with Brian a little bit, and you guys were doing. Did you let Melissa drive your Bronco?
I did.
She didn't
Yeah.
trip any gears or anything.
I didn't. I wasn't in the passenger seat. Caleb, Popo Patty was in the passenger seat, so I let them take a spin in it, and she said she loved it. You know, it's definitely different than. I mean, it's a two-door manual. It drives very similar, but still, at this point, it's a race car. Once you get the roll cage in there, and whatnot, it just it drives the same, but it drives different.
Yeah. Now I did see that you guys were the first two-door 6th-gen Bronco to compete at Baja.
That's correct.
So-
Yep, first
Yeah.
one.
That's pretty awesome. So setting
Yeah.
a lot of firsts here is what I'm seeing.
Yeah,
That's
we
pretty awesome.
that's the thing is like the two door. Like I said, it's this short wheelbase is such a difficult platform to do the racing. So
Mhm.
like we could have done the sportsman class, which would have shaved 120 miles, I think, off of the course. But then again, like we couldn't do any of the upgrades that we wanted to do. We'd have to run the stock rear differential and the stocks shocks. So that's why we ended up picking class 3. But then it's a pro class, so we didn't get to do the sportsman cutoff. So it was the full thing. But yeah, first ones to make it, which is it's kind of cool to be able to say like, yeah, like we were the first. That's a
Yeah.
pretty unique feeling.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
you were talking to, was it Sue about
Sue
Dakar?
Well, I didn't talk to Sue about Dakar, except for a little bit. When I interviewed her, I didn't really know what Dakar was or how significant it was or her achievements in Dakar. But she is the first American to win in Dakar
In a Ford vehicle.
in a Ford F-150 Raptor
But
Okay.
Ford will say they've never won Dakar
because they weren't supporting her.
because they weren't,
She was a
sponsoring her.
privateer team. She had
Mhm.
gathered up a bunch of people to support her,
So,
and she ran it with that group of people. And so she wasn't supported by Ford, so therefore they cannot claim that as a victory for them. They can say their vehicle won it, but they cannot say that
Yeah.
their team won it.
yeah,
Mhm.
so they need to
They need to
take you
sponsor
guys on
Sue.
so that they can get credit when you win.
Mhm.
But don't
that's-
don't take credit and you get credit.
I think that's kind of why they started the legacy program with Rebel. Rebel was their kind of pet project with that. Was they wanted to see how it would work, just sponsoring them a little bit, because in the end, one of the legacy teams that they wanted to sponsor but were already corporate sponsored by another company won. But they would have been able to say, hey, one of our sponsored teams won. So they would have been able to say every Ford in there was sponsored by them.
Yeah.
And therefore,
Yeah.
if any of them won, they're
Yeah.
sponsored
Yeah.
by Ford.
And I know a big thing a lot of people may not realize is that one of the reasons that Ford does those is to test the vehicles and everything.
Yes.
But
Mhm.
because a lot of the races they put them in, they usually get the reporting back from the software and everything of
Yeah.
how they did and everything. And that's one thing that Rebel won't do is they won't allow any of that tracking into
Wow.
the vehicles. But so
Yeah.
they're like, well, that's one of the
There's
big
no
things.
point.
Yeah, because Ford wants to get that feedback so they could see how
It's
the
not just
vehicles
Ford, it's like
perform.
Toyota,
Yeah.
Honda, any of them that have vehicles in there. Because I know Jill Semino drove, was it Hyundai? Subaru. She drove Subaru this year, and they wanted the data, and they found out after they had promised her the car, after they had done it all, that they weren't going to get any data from it.
Yeah.
So
And it truly is proving ground when they take them to Baja and King of Hammers and everything. It really is testing
I think
the vehicles.
they just don't want the vehicles tracked at all. Well,
Well,
besides there,
in that one, it's
Yeah.
because of they feel like it might be if there's a tracker in there, then they could
They could
get
access it.
a fair unfair advantage type thing.
Mhm.
yeah,
Since since it's a total map and compass competition or whatever.
Yes. So technically, they could, in theory, hack into their program, see where they're at, and use that to their advantage.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, that's the
So-
one thing. Like the 1000 is, it's the ultimate test too. Because like even like Rebel or Dakar is it's not an easy test by any means, but it's with 5,000 miles spread out in 6 days. 1000
Yeah.
is you don't get the night off. It's 100% the entire time until you either get to the finish line or you don't.
Yeah. And there's a time, right? You have to get there by a certain time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, once they release the course, they also release the time frame. The loop races, the one that usually we see like with Ensenada, they usually average about 36 hours is the maximum time. But then when you have the point to point from Ensenada to La Paz, you see like 42, 43 hours of total time. And vehicles, I mean, like we were there, we took up that entire time, that time frame. So it's especially with some of the slower vehicles. Yeah, the trophy trucks, I mean, with their 30 inches of wheel travel, they'll get done in like 17 hours. But we got a third of that wheel travel, so we're a little bit slower.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
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 So you said you had a second navigator. Was Austin your main navigator?
The first navigator was originally the main navigator. He wanted to do the full race with me. His name's Ken Brown. He races UTVs and some of the races in like Texas and New Mexico. At about hour 20, he was smoked. He couldn't keep going. So that's when Austin hopped in to kind of take over his spot as a navigator. But I mean, it's insane. This kind of goes towards the saying that we shouldn't have made it. Austin, his experience as a navigator was a 30-minute class the night before the race on how to use the navigation equipment, and he hopped in and killed it. He was on it. And I think part of that too is like we're both military, both aviation. So already kind of have the same like communication levels, even though it's completely different aircraft. He's F-16s, I'm UH-60s. It's still like there's that level of understanding that we already had just based off of our civilian careers or military careers.
Even though you fly different aircraft, you still are pretty much trained very similar, I'm guessing, since you do need to speak to each other in the air.
Yeah, communication, like we fly and we're in Los Angeles, so we're flying with a lot of general aviation aircraft and commercial aircraft. So it's common communication that's going to be similar basically through all the different types of aircraft.
So I'm sure that helped.
It did. Like I said, he killed it. He hopped in and we were maintaining a pretty good pace. It was good too because like at that point I had been driving for 20 hours, so like I was kind of getting smoked too, and he was more fresh, so he came into the car and with his like his energy levels, like kind of brought my energy levels back up a little bit too. So it definitely was it was nice having and me and him too. We go way back, so we're close, right? He's probably one of the closer people I have friend wise when it comes to the Bronco community. So like we already had that bond,
How did you guys meet?
The same Supercell that I met you guys, Supercell in Colorado in 23.
Okay. So
yeah, that was the year that's when we met Bronco that year.
Yes.
Yeah. So Bronco community. There's a lot of connections, right? And friends that you make from that. So
I'll say it's
awesome.
In my opinion, it's the best automotive community out there.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. But yeah, pretty cool. So
we were talking about that Ford launch and how the signings, the autographs we were going through, and I would be like NASCAR would be like, hey, so what do you drive? Because they don't tell you what each one drives, whether they're NASCAR, Formula One, off-road. They don't tell you who's who. You just kind of have to assume or know. So I'd be like, what do you drive? And I'm getting these strange looks like you don't know. And we get to the off-roaders. I'm like, hey, guys, joking, laughing, talking, addressing everyone by name.
Yeah.
And, afterwards we're all standing around and all the other racers are inside that VIP area. We're all standing outside, all the off-road racers.
Yeah, it's different. Yeah, definitely. They're more.
I feel you. You point out any F1 drivers. I don't know who that is.
I only know
Austin was
one.
joking, saying like if he ran into Max Verstappen, he was gonna be like, "Hey, weren't you the guy in that F1 movie?"
Yeah.
That's the only one I know, and it's only because it was his interview after the first race was so like blown out. Did you hear
Mhm.
about that? They asked him, so how was it passing everyone? He's like, it's too easy. I don't like the new rules. I don't like the new car. Like it was just too easy. I'm 2 seconds faster than everyone.
Mhm.
Like just passing them all. We're like, okay. But then he got 6th, so
But he started like in 20th
yeah,
or
he started in
something.
20th. So I don't know F1 enough to be like, is that good or bad?
Yeah,
Don't
my
know.
heart's in off-road racing, not F1. So
Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty awesome. So have to make it down there.
In my opinion, off-road racing seems less dangerous than F1.
I think it just depends on how fast you're going. You know, it's probably a lot safer in a Class 3 Bronco than unlimited trophy truck.
Right. Yeah. I'm saying I saw the crash that who was it that crashed before King of Hammers that crashed one of the Broncos?
Oh yeah.
Was it Lauren or something? One
Oh,
of them,
the
they
4400.
rolled it.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, and
I mean,
he
you
wasn't
can
feeling
roll
good
them.
after that wreck.
Oh
He's
no,
like,
oh
I
no,
need
he was
to rest.
sore. He was sore for a couple days.
So
I mean,
That's
you
it.
can
You know,
roll them like that, but the
it's
roll can be done.
insane. There's a couple parts in our race that we almost lost it. It was like probably the first, I'd say 100 miles. We were on this dirt road and everything was super smooth. So we're going pretty quick, right? And we make this right turn, and out of nowhere there's these massive berms in the road, and we hit that first one, and it made us almost airborne enough that when we hit the second one, that one actually made us airborne. The suspension fully collapsed in, and then it jettisons us up. And then we're supposed to be going this way, and after that second hit, now we're going this way. So we went off course for a good probably like 50 feet. But at that point, the car's already pointed down the hill. We're committed because we just try to get back on course. We're rolling it. So there's a couple times, the off-road racing, it definitely, especially if you don't pre-run, I recommend pre-running. 'Cause if we
Right.
would have pre-ran that course, we would have, okay, like make a note here that we should probably slow down.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So
the
I know,
things that they pop up quick, and you have to either like if you have time to check up, check up. If you don't, the last thing you want to do is slam on your brakes and dig your front end into something crazy. So sometimes you just have to commit.
Yeah.
yeah. Well,
Now, do you get points in Baja, or is
You
there
do
a
get
point
points. You get points for starting, and then based off where you finish, you get points as well. So that's how you end up at the end of the season with the championship. Is you have to do all
system?
4 races, and at the end of the season, whoever has the most points will get the championship.
Okay. Now, do you lose any points or anything for hitting brush or anything like that when you go off track, or
If
is it just
if you if you intentionally do things like you intentionally run over bushes and stuff, you could get penalized by time. So like let's
ah
say
okay.
I don't know the exact time, but let's say you like, okay, like I'm gonna take a shortcut and I run over all these bushes intentionally. Score will add 30 minutes to your total time. So
Okay.
then that it's not really necessarily taking points away, but if you do have someone that's 29 minutes faster than you, you're now, or 29 minutes slower than you, you're now behind them.
Yeah. Okay.
yeah. All
So,
right. So
but where you like accidentally went off course, you're fine because that was not
Yeah,
intentional.
it
That
wasn't intentional. Yeah. Like
yeah.
we actually, I mean, we did incredibly well. We didn't miss a single VCP. So at the end of the race, we didn't have any time penalties. And that's actually one of the
Nice.
reasons why we beat there's a 1970s Bronco that was racing against us. They technically got to the finish line before we did, but they had an hour and 40 minutes of time penalties. So even though they got
Ooh.
to the finish line before us, they skipped a bunch of portions of the course. It's one of those things too, racing is all strategy as well. So like if you see this 20-mile section, it's a 20-minute time penalty to skip it, and it'll save you 15 minutes. Take the penalty, that kind of mindset. But for them, they ended up with an hour and 40 minutes total. So they only got to the finish line. I think it was within 10 minutes of us getting to the finish line.
Okay.
But that hour 40 put them behind us.
Yeah. So I think I actually saw in your class you're the only ones that technically finished within the time limit. Is that right?
So originally I was the only one that finished within the time limit because there's a bunch of confusion about when we pulled up to where the finish line was. A rancher locked the gate early. So we pulled
Oh
up
no.
and we're supposed to make this right turn off this road, and there's a gate that's closed and locked. So we ended up we stopped there, and we're trying to figure out at this point too, we're smoked. I've been up for 40 something hours. We're hypothermic. I can't see anything because the mud in my eyes. Austin's in the same way. So we're just trying to figure out how do we get to the finish line if the gate's locked. So originally they gave us a 15-minute time credit, which gave us the win. And we were the only ones because even with the 15-minute time credit for the other driver, he had that hour and 40 minutes of time penalties, which put him over time. So he ended up originally with the DNF as well. There's another team that Toyota had out there from Indonesia. They never even made it. I think they threw in the towel at like mile marker 500 or 600. They blew out their rear diff, so they didn't even get to the finish line. So it was just me and the other guy. They're the only ones that actually made it. But yeah, after we got the trophy and we won the first in class, they ended up changing the official results to, instead of being 15-minute time credit, they gave us 1 minute and 8 seconds, which put us over time. So we officially don't have a finish for that race. But in my mind, and we got it. If it wasn't for the confusion of the lock gate and like the finish line changing, the rain and everything, we were there. So it's we don't have it officially, but in my opinion, like we made it. I still got the trophy. It's sitting right there anyways. They can't take it back.
Well, in my mind, you guys finished. I mean, you went across the finish line.
We finished. We got to the finish line, and we just made it 8 minutes after closing.
Yep. All right. I see we have Austin here.
Well, he's not on screen right now.
I know.
Let's hold off. So the championship series, that starts in a couple of weeks, you said, and so that's the start of the season, right? For this, so you're going to try to compete in all those and for the championship. That's awesome. All right, we'll have to follow, and we'll keep everybody updated.
Bronco is competing. Are they starting from the get go and doing all 4 races?
They won't start until the 1000.
Okay.
That's on. It's so cool too, because like they were both Derek and Ed were working on the pits for my race, and they doing the race, them going down there, it inspired them to buy their own race vehicle, which is cool, because that's like the mindset with especially with the Baja 1000. It seems so unattainable because when people look at it, they only see trophy trucks, the $1 million, $2 million vehicle. That's not the case. There's so many other different race classes, and if you want to do the race, you can do it. It's not just made for the millionaires; it's for the average person as well. So it's pretty cool that they were inspired to enter the race as well.
All right,
Austin there.
Hey,
how's it going?
Good.
Busy flying, huh?
Yeah, we're still debriefing, but they let me leave for a little bit.
Well, we appreciate that.
Yeah.
Anyway, so RJ's kind of gone through a lot already and everything, but introduce everybody to yourself. Tell us a little bit about yourself, and RJ's kind of told us a little bit about where you guys met, but let's hear it from you and see if it's the same.
Yeah, I've been RJ's best friend since birth. RJ and I met doing Bronco stuff, which is really when I think both of us kind of seriously started off-roading. And then initially he was looking for a co-driver for the whole time, and I didn't have the experience or time to really go train. So I told him I'd go down there to help him pit crew, and then like a week before, he told me should sign up as a backup driver just in case he couldn't make it. So that way, like if he wasn't feeling good or I needed to step in for whatever reason, then I could drive with him, which I was totally comfortable doing. So yeah, I'll be a backup for sure. And then it was really like the night before, RJ was like, yeah, man, you might want to look at being a navigator too, just in case you need to step in the like co-driver's seat. So me and the other co-driver sat down for like 15 minutes, and he just showed me the screens. Is really all we did. He's like, "This is what a VCP is," and what I never read the rules. Like I can read, but I don't know what any of these things mean. So he just showed me all that, and I asked him a couple questions like, "How do I load it if it all deletes the track and everything?" So we went over that stuff, but I didn't have much there. And then I did go drive. So the only experience I've ever had in a 2.3 manual Bronco was 2 days before RJ let me drive his two-door, which was weird. Grown up, driven a modern stick shift. Like the only stick shift I drove was my '94 pickup when I was in high school, and then I mean, every once in a while I drove in a car, but that was the newest manual I've ever driven. So there's like little things about it. I was like, this is weird. So I did that, and then I got a little bit of experience from Ken being in the car with me, just like saying navigational things. And then when it came to the actual day, I woke up around the same time as RJ, and we went down to see the start of the race, which I was fully expecting just to be pit crew. So for the first 19 hours or so, that's what I did. We followed him around. We set up all the tarps. We make sure he had all the stuff he needed. We're just doing pit crew stuff. And then like, I don't know, hour 18 or something, he said, "Hey, Austin, I think I'm going to need you to drive." She was doing a long highway section. And immediately I heard that and my stomach sank. I was like, oh, God. So I looked at Caleb, Popo Patty. I was like, "Hey, man, I think I need a nap, because if I get in that car, I haven't slept in 18 hours. Like, I need just a nap before I hop in the car." And then as we got to the next place, the sun started rising, and my energy completely changed. I was getting excited. And I was talking to Becca and all the other people. I was like, "I think RJ's going to keep going because the sun's coming up, and if I'm feeling good, I'm sure he's getting the second win, and he's feeling pretty good too." So I was talking myself off the edge. I was like, "I'm not going to get in the car. Like, he's going to feel good. He's going to want to keep going. RJ's insane." And then he pulled up. He's like, "We need a co-driver." And I was like, "Oh no, that might be even worse." So I took Ken's helmet and got in the car. And I remember the first thing I did is I looked at the screens and I was like, "This looks nothing like what you showed me." So I was looking at the lead nav and the Garmin. I was like, "Oh my gosh, I don't know what these things mean anymore." And Ken was trying to explain it, but he was saying like, "Yeah, I had to turn this off here and I had to turn these things on here." And I was like, "We'll figure it out, man. Let's just go." And then I learned, luckily we're in a pretty easy part of the course, but I learned within the next like 16 hours, whatever. I think by the end of it, we got a pretty good groove. But I certainly sent us down the wrong path once or twice, and I definitely missed a turn or two. My language, like you don't realize how words mean things until you're telling someone when to turn left or right, and you say something like, "You're gonna turn right here." He's like, "Right?" Like, no, left. Turn left right here. Like, what are you
No,
saying?
my favorite was
I don't know.
it's nighttime, it's dark. He says, "Go
So
that
it
way."
was a
and he
quick
points,
learning
and I'm
curve.
like, I don't
Yeah,
know
and
where
then then we got to the end of the race, and that was too. I heard you talking about RJ, but that was like the worst feeling ever when we got to the end of the race and the gate was locked. I was like, "Man, I figured out how to get us all the way here, and then there's a freaking gate." And I thought for sure I had messed something up or got sent us to the wrong place, because I'm looking at these two now just caked screens in mud. And I was like, "Man, I think this is right." But yeah, then we just shut down and waited. That was essentially my story from the beginning.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was,
Yeah.
it was honestly
Like,
really.
talking to all the Rebel ladies, is every good navigator starts somewhere. And
Yeah.
it usually leads you down the wrong path at least once or twice.
Yeah, unfortunately for
I
Austin,
don't
it
think,
started
like,
with
for
the
a
most
class
difficult.
3 Bronco that averaged 24 miles an hour, you'd be surprised how utterly insane it felt in the car. Like, it felt like we were at war in the car, especially towards the end with the rain and the mud and everything. The only upside was that, like, given my job and what I do, flying F-16s, like, looking at the displays and everything kind of was easier for me. And having RJ and I know the same thing. We use a lot of the same terms, but having a quick cross check and just knowing like when you got to look at something versus another thing, and learning what the driver is looking at and how to talk to them, I think came a lot more naturally. And similar to RJ being able, like, this is his first time racing, so I think his job lent a big help to him just being naturally good at this. There's a big section. There's probably like 2 hours where, uh, maybe an hour, where my screens weren't really working, and he had to drive off of Onyx off road. That's all we had. So I was trying to navigate with him on Onyx, but then get the Garmin back up and lead nav connected back to the Starlink, and just figuring all this stuff out. So I think we had a pretty big help with just our jobs being what they were.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my my son-in-law is actually in the military. He's getting out soon, and he's an airframer. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, I want you guys, that I'm sure that helps a lot. So a little bit, but still, that's pretty awesome. So now, are you guys both going to be a team for the championship then?
For the 250, he's joining me, and then I'm just kind of begging him to keep coming back for more.
He'll do the next one, and then after that, the next one. And
Yeah.
he just doesn't know it yet, right?
Yeah, just got to keep showing up.
Right.
Oh, we have a
Cool.
question. Austin, what was it like for you to refuel the F-16 off the tanker?
A lot easier than what we did in Mexico. It's actually funny. I did think about this multiple times. It's a funny analogy, but a lot of the time I'm sitting in the car with him, and I don't have any control over what's happening. All I can do is kind of help. And I found a lot of times I'm like clenching my fists and what I would call white knuckling. So I'm just grabbing the handles, staring at the screens, and it makes you sore, and like your toes are scrunched up, and like you do that for like 30 to 40 minutes at a time. And I realized it because we teach our F-16 students, and like we're always taught that when you're on the boom and you're tanking, you have to relax, and you can't white knuckle, and you can't have like hand fist things, because then your movements are erratic, but then you start to get sore and fatigue, which Ken had mentioned to me, and I didn't really understand it. But there was a point in the race where I was sitting there, I was like, I'm doing the thing. Like I could feel my fingers just like contracting. Like I need to like relax and just remember what I normally do.
So a lot of our members are veterans, or so like Doug Blair knew the tanker carrier field manager at the Pentagon back 20 years ago.
Wow.
Alan is one of our veterans that talks a lot. So they also like to go and follow all of the people that we bring on here. And so they've probably searched through your Instagram feeds pretty heavily.
Yeah, we need to make sure that everybody knows. So RJ is on there at Pew Pew Kachoo on Instagram, right?
That's correct.
And Austin, what is your I know that I follow you, but what's your
I'm Raptor Roach.
Raptor Roach. Okay,
Yep.
that's right.
Yeah.
So where'd the roach come in? I gotta
That's a good question. Have you ever heard of The Witcher? It's it's a book series by a Polish dude that became a video game series. Then Netflix picked it up and ruined it. But Roach is the horse in the book in the game. And when I got my Bronco, they took the stickers off. There were no Raptor stickers, right? They were like supply chain shortage. We're not giving you guys stickers. So I was like, I'm gonna make my own. So I just designed Roach to look like the Raptor font. But
okay.
I'm a huge Witcher nerd.
Yeah. No. So my husband Lebo plays The Witcher.
It is a fantastic game. Highly recommend it. The books are also really good, and he's coming out with a new one soon. But
I'm pretty sure he would probably read them if we had time to read them.
The audiobooks are actually phenomenal, and
he won't do audiobooks.
I listen to them on long flights.
Yes. I listen to audiobooks pretty heavily, and I can whip through books pretty quickly. He does not like audio. He prefers having the book in front of him. So he actually just finished War and Peace.
Oh, nice.
The entire thing. That's 900 pages. So
Yeah, it is a really good book. I highly recommend the books, and then the games are good. I don't recommend the show though.
We watched the show, and he's just like, "This is not
Yeah,
right."
it happens. I just
It's
ignore
just
it.
like so. It's me like with Avatar: The Last Airbender, the show, the movie. It's not right.
Yeah.
So also we'd realized now of course we met at the Ford at the in Detroit. But before that, I think we all met at Supercell. RJ, we were talking about this earlier at Supercell in 2023 in Colorado. So
Were you there 2023 or was it later on?
Were you there that year? RJ's shaking his head yes.
Yeah, was that the year we met? There?
This was.
Yeah.
It was.
Okay. For some reason, I can't
Yeah.
hear you, but I can read your lips. So
So that year, that was the year Bronco was there.
Yeah.
And we were there as well. And I think that's, we kind of met a lot of people that year. That was a good year.
Yeah.
But anyway, so, well, that's pretty awesome. And so a couple weeks, got a race coming up. And so we'll follow along on that and keep everybody updated on that. But
what are you doing to get prepared?
Um,
Any pre-running, any training, anything?
I'm renewing my C4 subscription. Hopefully get my vehicle ready in time. No, that's the big thing for me. It's just focusing on the vehicle, making sure it's ready.
you got to be careful when you say C4 online. Got to use the word energy afterwards.
Oh, my bad.
Say it enough times, maybe they'll sponsor you. So you gotta reach out.
We'll see.
Yeah. So you never know. I get emails from Nike and all that. They're all spam. they're hackers trying to get to my YouTube channel. I figured that one out. But
I'm trying to get to Red Bull. That's what I'm trying to get.
That's next. Red Bull for you guys, right?
We'll try it.
It's not enough kick.
Honestly, some White Monster would be a pretty big win.
I can actually confirm that. So I have to be careful about my caffeine intake due to having kids and being off of caffeine for a while. So I have to be careful with how much I take or intake at a time. And I can tell you I drink Red Bull because a 12-ounce Red Bull has 90 milligrams of caffeine, while Monster has about 120. C4 has around that, if not just a little bit more. So 200.
Yeah, Red Bulls.
And then you get some cans that got 300. You really want to get.
I drink a Monster. I thought I would be okay because sometimes I'll drink 2 Red Bulls and be fine. I had a Monster, and I was shaking. I can't do it.
You're not doing it right unless you have multiple a day.
Mm.
I drink 2 12-ounce Red Bulls a day at this point. So 180, one in the morning, one at night.
I drink one of these during this live stream and I struggle to go to bed. So it's like,
you gotta start it off early. Yeah.
I have ADHD, so it helps me focus. And then at night, it helps me go to sleep because I can turn my brain off. So I don't drink them to stay awake. I won't drink them on car rides anymore unless I plan to fall asleep. So no, I will not drink Red Bull if I'm racing. It'll be water.
All right. We have any other questions or anything else?
No. They're now dropping how long they were in there. Douglas Blair flew satellites for a living. Retired in 2005 after 28 years.
Flew satellites?
He did. Yeah.
That's crazy.
And
then Alan retired in 1992 after 20 years. Yep.
Wow.
Could have done another 20. You sell yourself short.
Yeah.
All right.
So, yeah.
All right. Well,
We got some great guys that follow us and are great supporters.
yeah. So, well, we'll see you guys at more events. I'm sure. You guys going to any other Bronco events? I know you guys are focused on the racing, but are you planning to go to any other Bronco events this year or anything?
Maybe Supercell Tennessee. I've got drill that weekend, so it's a big maybe. It just depends. It's all about the cost to get out there and if I even get off of the military duty. But for sure, next Bronco event is Supercell Nevada. Colorado this year, it's on the same weekend as the Baja 400, so I won't be able to get to that one.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I plan to
You
Tennessee,
know what?
Tennessee
They've
and
been
Colorado.
asking
let's
us
go.
to get to the
Nevada.
coast. Maybe we need to get over to Nevada.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a good event for wheeling. They got some real good wheeling out there.
Oh
Yeah?
yeah.
Well, Tennessee is really a day and a half drive for me. We usually like about 4 hours one night, and then I do the rest the next day. Nevada would be the same way because I've already talked about. I think my wife and I are joining up with Brian and Melissa and going to go to Death Valley this summer. So I think we're planning to drive to Moab, which is about a day for us, 12 hours or so, and then I think it's like 6 to 8 to Las Vegas from there. So. But isn't Carson isn't it clear on the other side of Nevada though?
It's if you know where Reno's at, it's about 30 minutes to an hour south of Reno.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So that'd be almost 2 full days of driving. But
Yeah.
I don't have to do that.
Brandon asked, "How do you guys clean that Bronco? Your race Bronco?
Have
you cleaned it?
I cleaned it as good as I can and as good as I'm willing to. I mean, the third time I washed it, we washed it once in Mexico just to get as much of that external mud off as possible in case they wanted to harass us at the border coming back with a bunch of Mexico mud. That was the first wash. The second wash, it was probably a solid hour at the quarter wash, and then the third time I washed it, I spent I think $70 at the quarter wash, and it still wasn't clean. So it was, especially with the inside. The inside was a nightmare to get cleaned out. We probably had like 50 pounds of just mud inside.
What did you say earlier? Was that a black diamond trim?
Mm-hmm.
So it's got the washout flooring and vinyl seats. So just take it through the car wash and
power wash the inside of it, RJ.
It's funny. I joke around with my fabricator about this one because he welded all the holes in the bottom. He welded them all shut.
Oh,
and he was like, maybe that was a bad idea. I'm like, I think so, dude.
So
it doesn't have a washout floor.
Just for that fact, I don't think I can ever take a personal vehicle of mine or one that Lebo and I own because my husband is a detailer. He actually, for a living, puts ceramic coats and pro packs on vehicles. Our cars have to be clean.
You think RJ's Bronco could use a detail? Maybe it'll brush off a lot of the Baja dust and a ceramic coat.
Might have a hard time putting the coat on because he first has to wash it off, clean it.
It's clean.
Probably not to his standard.
Probably needs more of an interior clean than anything.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
Interior pro pack.
It's a race car. It's a race car. It's okay.
That's right. All right, you don't need it. Yeah. But I appreciate you guys spending your Tuesday evening with us, and I'm glad we were able to get connected. I know we've been actually since we saw you in Detroit, we've been meaning to get you on here. So thanks for joining us, and we'll try to have you on later in the year, maybe after one of the races, and you can tell everybody how you did.
Definitely after the final race.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's gonna be a big one. It's all the way down in Cabo this year, so we're already starting to plan that one.
Yeah, I might just have to join Brian and Melissa and just follow.
I was gonna say,
I might just have to go down there.
Can we plan Cabo?
Brian and Melissa are going to the 250.
Are they?
They're going to be in San Felipe at the same time, at least.
Yeah.
Oh, don't they have are they doing a drive or something?
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. So, all righty. Well, thank you very much for joining us, and you guys make sure you follow them on Instagram. And you can see all the cool things they're doing.
Socials below.
Yep, we'll get it in there, and we'll put it in the show notes and the description as well. For those who want to go back and watch the live stream or the podcast, so listen to that. So, all right, well, appreciate you guys.
Yeah, appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you very much, and good luck on the next race. So,
thanks for having us on. I appreciate you guys letting us come on and talk. Super awesome.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
All right. We're gonna remove you here.
All right, you got him.
Oh,
okay.
There we go. All right, that was cool.
Yes, Jenna. That means that if you do rebel with me, it's your Bronco that's going out.
She doesn't have one.
I don't have an off-road capable vehicle. What I do have is a drag capable vehicle. I can do drag racing.
Lightning.
Yeah.
Well, we're doing something special to F-150 Lobo.
I mean, I don't think I could compete in the current drag race with like newer vehicles, but if I lead sled. I could compete against one of those.
Yeah. So we're stay tuned for that. We always got builds coming up. We got a special Bronco build coming up. It's it's maybe mainly wheel and tire and fender flare, but it'll make it look really cool to some of the black appearance package Broncos that we just got in.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're doing something special to Lobo. We're not lowering it anymore, but we're going to do something special. Other
now,
than that, so.
Jenna, I have tried to convince him to let me take his Bronco. We could take Bronco instead of Bronco Sport. But
Yep.
I don't think he would. It's more.
Well, right now my
decision.
Bronco's a daily driver for me.
Yeah, you can go without it.
Once it's paid off, you got a year, then I'll get another Bronco. So then you can take it.
Okay. It's more of mom's decision.
That it's your mom's. It's
Mom's
technically it's
decision.
your mom's Bronco is what I've been told. I just get to drive it daily until I can get another one.
Right?
Anyway. All righty. Any other last
What
questions?
about
or anything?
Expedition?
You don't want to put that in Rebel. Too heavy.
Okay.
You need to do is get the dealership to let you take a Maverick trimmer. I want to see a Maverick in the Rebel Rally.
Yes.
I do.
But Jenna needs to get a new job so she can.
Move here.
We'll move here.
You don't have to
or...
be in the same
No,
location.
but she's currently in a
Oh
school
yeah, because she
position.
can only take 3 days off or something.
Yeah, she can't take the amount of time she needs off. So
They just need to let her have vacation.
you need to tell them it's for a very important cause. We are trying to encourage women and girls to join the automotive world, and we're trying to encourage that by being in this race.
Right.
Yeah, there you go.
You just go to work for Ford. That way you go. Anyway.
Do something.
Alrighty. Other than that, I think that's about it. Any other last notes or comments? Oh.
All right, she's here. It's time to go. You see RJ down there? You see him?
Yeah.
He had a selfie taken with us.
Oh. Anyway, is Expedition yours then, Tim?
Oh, no.
No.
That's the grandkid
You
van.
don't understand. What's mine is hers. What's hers is hers. Just kidding. But anyway.
You can drive that Expedition anytime you want.
No. No. She needs it. It's got the car seats in it. That's the grandkid. That's the
grandkid mobile.
That's the grandkid vehicle. She gotta have that available. Anyway. All right. Anything else?
No.
Well, it should be not too long. I mean, like I said, in a couple weeks. I think we're gonna actually have, maybe not next week, but the week after, we'll have Tom on.
Oh yes. Yes.
Talk to him. Emailed him. Looks like the 24th of March we'll have Tom on from Bronco Driver Magazine and Bronco Supercell to talk super celebration activities and different things going on for those that want to go. So we're going to have him on. And if you haven't had a chance, check out All Train Nation's video a couple weeks ago. I actually watched that this morning. And so check that out because he was on with them as well. And yeah, so he'll go through. It'll be less than a month at that point till Supercell. So any other events and different things, drives and all that, he'll be able to give us a little more information on some of that stuff, hopefully on the 24th as well. So that'd be kind of fun. So, and then probably after that at some point, maybe a couple of weeks prior to Supercell, I want to have on we'll get Laura on, and we'll try to get Allie on and Dave and Kelly on, and we'll find out what everybody's doing at Supercell, who all's going.
And make me super jealous.
We're just going to have this whole thing lit up with people. We're going to see if Bronco Rob will join us.
I don't think you need me.
Anybody else, Jack, whoever else wants to be on we can jump on and just see who all's excited about Supercell. So we'll get your mom on there too, maybe.
Yeah, Mom, you need to join him that week. So when you bring him dinner, stay.
Co-star.
And co-star that week. I'll be in the background handling the chats. You just sit here and talk about Tennessee.
So I did not do it. Says yet another good night. Also, no comment about why no coffee with Tim today. Actually, I recorded it and I thought I edited and uploaded it, but I must not have. So I need to look real quick when we get off of here. But it was kind of a fun one because I had your mom's in here, but so she'll be jealous. But I had the top down and the windows down, and I didn't know how the recording would be driving to work.
You
It's
did
kinda
talk about
windy
that
out.
before I got in here.
Yeah, and the recording was pretty decent. There was not a lot of wind noise on the mic and everything. I was really impressed.
Yeah.
And so because I said that hopefully this works because this summer I'll be doing a lot of that. So it's nice out. It's like 80 some degrees out here today. So anyway, so it was a good recording. I could have sworn I had everything in there. And I think probably what I did is I finished it, but I didn't upload it to Patreon. So we'll get that uploaded to Patreon real quick right after this for those of you who want to see that. But yep. So
yeah.
All right. Anything
All right.
else? That it?
It's that time.
Okay. Well, everybody, thanks for joining us tonight.
Yeah.
And see you guys next week. Probably won't be a live video. It'll be, if we have a video, it'll be recorded probably. So we'll see how that goes. But either way, we'll probably come up with something for next week. So
yeah.
All right. That it? You ready to go?
Yeah.
Okay. That's a wrap on episode 232. So until next time, stay positive.
Be kind to one another.
Be kind to yourself.
We'll see you later.